Hey, I'm Sharon Dawn and I'm living with cancer. And today I'm talking about what I eat. So we'll start off with breakfast. That's my main meal for nutrition, for everything for me. So I'll put everything into that. I start it with, I just have one dried peach just to get the stomach um, juices moving, because if you only have a smoothie, your mouth doesn't chew, therefore you don't get that saliva the same, so therefore you don't absorb it the same. So I always start with just a dried peach. I used to have almonds, but I found out recently that almonds have resveratrol, I'll put the word up, in it. And so my go-to was almonds, blueberries, raspberries, tomatoes, all sorts of things like that. They all have this resveratrol in it, and apparently great for cancer. Absolutely great, except HER2 positive. Isn't that wonderful? Because apparently what it does, something that's in those things, when they come into my body, they then my body will convert it to estrogen, which I don't need. So that threw a bit of a spanner in my works, because I've been doing the blueberry smoothie for 18 months now. And to know that some of it wasn't the best for me was, to say the least, it took the wind out of my sails for a couple of days. But moving on and moving forward. So I have the dried peach to get the juices flowing, the saliva flowing in my mouth, and then I make up a smoothie. So I do it in a NutriBullet. I used to do the full size, and I did that right up until I started chemo. But once I started the chemo and the nausea kicked in, I couldn't keep that much down. So I went to the half size, and some days I can't quite do the half size, but I certainly give it my best shot, because it's got all my other nutrients in it too. So even if it takes me half a day, put it in the fridge, come back to it. It was a work in progress to get it so that it tasted nice, because if it doesn't taste right, you're not going to do it, are you? I mean, let's be honest, all the best intentions in the world, and yes, you want to live, and yes, you want to be healthy and all the rest, but, you know, we all know that if we exercise all the time, we eat all the right food and all that, would be all healthy anyway. So it's one thing knowing it, it's another thing doing it. So make it as nice as you can. So what I put in my smoothie, I chop up some celery. I usually only use, and I'll show you the size. So I have about that much celery. I do quarter to a half of avocado, just depending how expensive they are. At the moment, they got up to $4.50 an avocado the other day, which is ridiculous. So I went down to a quarter. Cucumber, I have about so much. So what's that? 22 centimeters. Put that in. I get this organic kale, because kale is one of the dirty dozen. So it's one of those really good foods for you, apparently, but it's also sprayed so badly that it's a dirty, healthy product. So if you get the organic in the portion size, you've got to think it's better for you, and you chuck one of those in your smoothie, and your NutriBullet just munches that up. Same with the organic spinach. I put one of them. You could do one or the other. I do both, because the greens are obviously very good for you. The blueberries, well, I still put in a handful, because they are good for me, and the amount that will give me, that will convert to estrogen, is so minimal it won't do anything, as far as I can understand. So I still do that, because I want the taste of it and the colour. I don't want it mud. There's something really off-putting about mud, having to drink that. I get the Akashi powder from Aldi, and I put in a teaspoon of that. Really, really good for you, superfood. I get this one from Aldi too. It's superfood greens. So again, a teaspoon of powder of that. And then, I just have it in a container. This is I get this at Coles. It's Tractor Mix, chai, flaxseed and hemp. So it's my protein that I put into it. And what it also does is it gives it body. It sort of swells up a bit the seeds, and so it makes it thicker, and it gives it a nice texture. And so instead of drinking it, it's more like a smoothie. So I'd really like that in it, and I don't notice the taste of it. So now I get on to what else I add into it. This is something I've just started including. It's gut support, and it's got a lot of really good things in it for cancer, but also just the gut. And when you think about how hard chemo is on your body, and it's like when you take antibiotics, the antibiotics kill all the good bacteria as well, and so your chemo is killing all the good stuff as well. So you need the good stuff in your stomach to get as much of the vitamins and minerals and everything else out of your food for your body to build your immunity again and to fight the cancer. So my sister owns a health shop, and she looked into it and found me this one. So I was really pleased about that, and it seems to be going well. You can put it in as a drink. You can have it as its own smoothie. It's got licorice root in it. It's got citrus pectin and a few other really good things to keep you regular. Always important too when you're on chemo or taking drugs. You know how they affect you the other way. They make you constipated. So then we get into the magic stuff of magic mushrooms. So this one, the chaga, is really, really good for you, apparently, according to doctors who have had cancer. How's that? They have it. So Dr. Kevin Connor is one that I followed in America, especially, and you can find out all about the stuff through him, but also I got this one through nauesea in Australia here, and they send out information all the time, and I believe so do the other ones. But the chaga, you can have just a quarter of a teaspoon in hot water and have it like a drink. It's black. You can put it in your coffee. There's really no taste to it. I was quite surprised. Still, I struggle drinking it because I can't drink the hot water. But anyway, we're working on it. So that's why I put in my smoothie. This one is also, there's been a lot of scientific reports that show it's really beneficial if you're on chemo. So I've put that into my diet, and I've also put in a mixture, a mushroom immunity mix. So I think there's 6 or 7 different mushrooms in this, and after doing a lot of research on it, I chose, that's why I ended up going with this brand, because I could get the 2 that I liked, and I liked their mix. Different ones have different mixes, and they all suit different reasons, but this one appealed to me the most. So put that into my diet. Again, you could put it into smoothies, you could sprinkle it over your food at night, you could do anything like that. In my smoothies, just 1/4 teaspoon. The gut one, I put a teaspoon. And then that's it for my smoothies.